Okay, so get this. AI composing music, inspired by ancient Japanese poetry.
Whoa.
Crazy, right?
Yeah,
You ready for today's deep dive?
absolutely. Always ready for a deep dive.
All right, let's dive into Whispers of Waka.
Whispers of Waka.
It's an upcoming album
Okay.
from a fictional band
Fictional.
called Sakura no Juru,
Sakura no Juru.
which translates to...
Jewel of the cherry blossom.
You got it! Jewel of the Cherry Blossom.
It's beautiful.
We've got sneak peeks of the music, band member bios, even notes from their manager.
Really? Wow.
All dreamed up by
TATANKA.
a music platform doing some really innovative things with AI and indigenous culture.
That's quite the combination. AI, indigenous culture, and music.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like stepping into a time machine
Uh-huh.
and finding a futuristic Tokyo jazz club.
Oh, I like that.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's start with the heart of it all.
Okay.
Waka poetry.
Waka poetry.
What is it? And why is it such a perfect match for AI and this crazy cool musical style?
Imagine a world where silence speaks as loudly as sound, where a single cherry blossom, falling, captures an entire universe of emotion.
Wow.
That's Waka poetry.
That's beautiful.
These ancient Japanese poems. Incredibly short,
Yeah.
but they pack a punch. Focusing on nature, fleeting moments, and deep emotions. Things AI, surprisingly, is really good at capturing.
It's like AI is tapping into that ancient wisdom, finding inspiration in the beauty of impermanence and the
Yes.
musical style they've chosen, lo-fi Japanese electro bossa nova.
It's a mouthful.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's as unique as it sounds. I think
Oh.
chill beats meet smooth rhythms with a dash of traditional Japanese instruments.
Interesting. And what's fascinating is how well those two things work together.
Yeah.
Both Waka poetry and this musical style. They emphasize atmosphere and mood, embracing the spaces between the notes.
It's all about those subtle feelings and emotions,
Yeah.
just like those whispers of ancient poetry.
Exactly.
Speaking of whispers, did you notice that the album has 24 tracks?
24 tracks.
Yeah, it's not random.
Not at all. The number 24 has deep cultural significance in Japan, symbolizing balance
Yeah.
and the cyclical nature of life.
Wow, it's a subtle detail,
Yeah.
but it shows how much thought they've put into every aspect of this project, perfectly aligning with the themes of Waka poetry.
Absolutely.
It's really making me rethink how AI can be used in music.
Well, too, yeah.
But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Even more interesting.
The AI wasn't directly translating Waka poetry into lyrics. Instead, they gave it 24 keywords, provided by the fictional band manager, Cheyenne.
Sean. You know, it's fascinating how even the band manager's name, Cheyenne, meaning aster flower, ties into Waka's themes of nature
Yeah,
and fleeting beauty.
right.
Using keywords as prompts is brilliant. It's almost like they're giving the AI space to breathe and
Yeah.
come up with its own interpretation.
I agree. It's like they're giving it those creative sparks, but letting the AI build the fire.
Yes, exactly.
Some of the keywords are wind, cherry blossom, dream, fragrance.
Evocative.
Each one conjures up an entire world of imagery and emotion.
I can see it.
These words became the AI's muse, shaping the lyrical themes and overall atmosphere of the album.
Incredible.
Okay, enough about poetry and keywords.
Right.
Let's meet the band. They're all fictional, of course.
Of course.
All created by the AI.
Uh-huh.
But their backstories are super detailed. It's like they've breathed life into these digital personas.
They actually exist.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got Yui, the lead singer, who writes lyrics about nature and self-discovery. It's like her music is a journey through those quiet moments that Waka poetry captures so well.
I see.
Then there's Taro,
Taro,
the guitarist.
as composer.
His bio mentions blending traditional Japanese melodies with modern electronic elements. A clear nod to the album's fusion of old and new.
It's all about that fusion, isn't it?
It is.
And then there's Shion, the band's manager. But there's more than just a manager, right?
More than a manager. It's like they're this AI persona, almost representing ChatGPT itself, guiding the project's artistic direction.
That raises an interesting question.
Oh.
You mentioned Shion's role as an AI manager.
Right.
Do you think that's just a clever marketing ploy?
Hmm.
Or is there a deeper level of creative collaboration
Ooh.
happening between AI and the human artists?
That's a good question.
Makes you wonder, how much creative control does the AI actually have?
Right. It's like, who is really calling the shots here?
Exactly.
And speaking of calling the shots, let's talk about TATANKA.
TATANKA.
The platform behind all of this, they're not just about the music. They're on a mission to blend art and technology with a social purpose,
Interesting.
possibly with a focus on indigenous culture.
It seems like they're using this project to explore the intersection of technology, creativity, and cultural expression.
That's fascinating. Okay, are you ready for some actual music?
Bring it on. Let's hear it.
All right, we've got descriptions of 3 tracks. 𝗧, meaning wind, is described as delicate yet sweeping, capturing the essence of movement and connection to nature.
I see.
It makes me think of those ink wash paintings of landscapes, where each brushstroke is both precise and full of energy.
Beautiful imagery.
Sakura, a track about cherry blossoms, is all about fleeting yet profound beauty. They describe it as having a delicate yet rich soundscape, with vocals that evoke the beauty of spring.
Like those cherry blossoms themselves, beautiful yet fleeting.
And then there's Aki, meaning autumn.
Aki, okay.
This one seems to be about the turning of the leaves and the melancholy of fading light, with a slower, more introspective pace.
And they said, silence speaks as loudly as sound?
Yes.
It makes you really feel that sense of reflection and contemplation.
Yeah.
That comes with autumn, doesn't it?
It does. It's like they've created a sonic journey
Whoa.
through the seasons, mirroring those cycles of life, so important in waka poetry.
Exactly. It's amazing how much they've managed to pack into these short descriptions. I'm already picturing the music in my head.
Me too. Okay, before we move on to the next part of our deep dive, what's standing out to you so far? What are you most curious to hear when this album finally drops?
I think what intrigues me the most is this question of creative control. Is 𝗓𝗓 simply a tool, or is there a deeper level of collaboration happening between the AI and the human artists? It's like peeking behind the curtain of the creative process.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what's revealed.
I'm right there with you. And I'm totally captivated by the idea of music, inspired by ancient poetry.
It's very unique.
It makes you wonder, what other unexpected pairings are out there?
Yeah.
What other ancient art forms could be reimagined with AI?
Good question.
And we'll have to save that for later.
Indeed. There's so much more to unpack.
We'll be back in a flash.
Welcome back. I don't know about you, but I'm still reeling from the sheer creativity of this project. Blending AI and ancient poetry, it's mind-blowing.
Totally. And we've only just scratched the surface. Remember how we talked about the album having 24 tracks?
Yeah.
That number wasn't chosen randomly, was it?
You're right, it wasn't. The executive producer, our AI manager, 𝗓𝗓, chose 24 because of its special meaning in Japanese culture. Think balance, completeness, the whole cycle of life. It's like they've woven this extra layer of meaning into the album, perfectly matching that reflective vibe of waka poetry.
It's like they're engaging us on multiple levels: intellectual, emotional, cultural, not just through the music itself, but through all these little details.
Yeah.
But how did those 24 keywords actually shape the music, though? Did they just feed them into the AI and let it go wild?
From what I've gathered, the key words acted as guides for the AI, almost like the thematic framework. But without being too rigid, it's more about inspiration than dictation.
So it's like giving a human artist a starting point and letting their imagination take over. They're nudging the AI in a certain direction without dictating the exact outcome.
Exactly. And remember, it's called Whispers of Waka, evoking the spirit of the poems, rather than being a direct translation.
Right. It's about capturing the essence, the feeling, the atmosphere. Those keywords, wind, cherry blossom, dream, fragrance, they're all so open to interpretation, sparking different images.
Yeah.
For everyone.
Exactly. They're the seeds of inspiration, allowing the AI to create something new, but rooted in the timeless themes of waka poetry. This whole process, it really blurs the lines between human and machine creativity, doesn't it?
It really does. Okay, let's shift gears for a second and talk about
TATANKA.
The platform behind this whole thing. What's their story?
They're more than just a music platform, that's for sure. They've got this mission to fuse music with a social purpose. And from what I've gathered, they may have a particular interest in indigenous culture and technology.
It's super interesting. So they're not just showcasing what AI can do in music, but also highlighting indigenous voices and perspectives.
It's a brilliant way to bring those ancient traditions into the digital age, to create something truly unique and meaningful. I'm really curious to see how those influences manifest in the music itself. Could be through the instruments, the rhythms, even the visual elements. that accompany the music. It's like they're building a bridge between these seemingly different worlds.
You know what else is interesting? The platform's name itself, TATANKA, is a Lakota word for bison, a powerful symbol in many indigenous cultures.
You're right, it is. And think about what the bison represents. Strength, resilience, a deep connection to nature. Those themes are woven throughout this entire project.
It's clear that this is more than just a catchy album. They're creating something with real depth and meaning, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. It's about pushing boundaries, challenging our ideas of what music can be, and using technology in a way that preserves and expresses cultural heritage. Speaking of technology, what's the website like?
It's visually stunning, a really cool blend of information and images. They have a section dedicated to AI-generated music, but they also have articles about indigenous news and related projects. They're really building a whole ecosystem around this.
And get this, they're using quotes from Sitting Bull, the famous Lakota leader. Quotes like, "It is through this mysterious power that we too have our being, and let us put our minds together and see what life we can make for our children."
Those are powerful words. They're intentionally drawing a connection between Sitting Bull's vision for his people and their own mission to blend technology and culture for a brighter future.
It's a really clever way to add another layer of depth and purpose to the project. It shows they're not just chasing trends, but are truly committed to creating something meaningful and impactful.
I love how they're using this project to spark these bigger conversations. Okay, let's dive back into the music itself. We've talked about the themes, the creative process, but what about the actual sound? What can listeners expect?
Well, those sneak peeks we got, they offer a glimpse into the sonic world they've created. Remember Kai's The Track About the Wind?
Yes, delicate yet sweeping, capturing the feeling of movement and connection to nature.
The genre they've chosen, that lo-fi Japanese electro bossa nova, is perfect for those themes. Imagine those chill, mellow lo-fi beats, infused with the smooth rhythms of bossa nova, plus a sprinkling of traditional Japanese instruments. It's like a sonic tapestry, weaving together all these different influences.
It sounds so intriguing, like something you could really get lost in, discovering something new with every listen.
Right. And the tempo is deliberately slow, only 80 BPM. In cut time, for those unfamiliar with musical terms, cut time basically means the music has a slower, more deliberate feel, giving those sounds space to breathe. They're inviting us to slow down, tune in, and really savor each note.
It's not just background music. It's meant to be a full-on experience. What about those traditional Japanese instruments? What kinds of sounds can we expect?
They mentioned using the koko, a stringed instrument, known for its delicate and ethereal sound, and the shakuhachi, a bamboo flute. That evokes a sense of tranquility and connection to nature. They're instruments that perfectly embody the themes of the album Nature, Impermanence, Inner Peace.
And they're blending these traditional sounds with modern electronic elements. It's like they're taking us on a journey through time and space, blending the ancient and the modern in a way that feels both harmonious and surprising.
Right, and they're not just using instruments, they're incorporating ambient synths, those electronic sounds that create atmosphere, nature samples, weaving in sounds of wind, water, rustling leaves. It's about creating an immersive sonic experience that reflects the beauty and mystery of the natural world.
It's like they're painting a sonic landscape using both traditional and modern colors. Okay, before we move on to part 3, what stands out to you the most about the music itself?
What fascinates me is how they've achieved this perfect balance between the delicate and the powerful. On the one hand, the music is soothing and introspective, but there's also this underlying energy that keeps you engaged.
You're right. It's like they've captured the essence of nature itself, both its tranquility and its raw power.
It's a testament to the creativity and vision of the artists behind this project, both human and artificial.
Okay, before we get too carried away with the music, there's one more element we need to discuss. The visuals.
Ah, yes, the visuals. Just as important as the music in creating a complete sensory experience. And from what we've seen, they're just as captivating.
Absolutely. The website features all these beautiful and evocative images, lots of nature scenes, of course, cherry blossoms, bamboo forests, flowing water, all those elements we see reflected in waka poetry.
And they've also incorporated elements of traditional Japanese art, calligraphy, woodblock prints, even hints of Zen gardens.
It's like they're creating a visual language that speaks to the same themes as the music, nature, tranquility, and the beauty of simplicity, and the colors Subtle shades of green, blue, and pink. Very reminiscent of traditional Japanese palettes.
It's all so intentional, isn't it? Every detail, from the music to the visuals, has been meticulously chosen to create this cohesive and immersive experience. They're not just throwing things together, they're curating a world for us to explore.
Okay, I have to ask, will there be music videos?
I wouldn't be surprised. And they're sure to be just as stunning as everything else they've done. Maybe they'll use animation, or even incorporate virtual reality, allowing us to step right into the world of the album and experience it with all our senses.
Oh, that would be amazing. It would be like bringing those ancient poems to life in a whole new way.
It's another example of how technology can push the boundaries of art, allowing us to experience things in ways we never imagined. What are you most looking forward to seeing visually?
I'm really curious to see how they'll visually represent Xion, the AI manager. Will they make her a character in the videos? Or maybe just a presence, this guiding force that shapes the visual narrative?
Either way, I bet it'll be fascinating. They've given us a glimpse into a new kind of creative collaboration, one where the lines between human and machine are blurred, and the possibilities are limitless.
Well, this conversation has definitely gotten my imagination going, ready to explore the final part of our deep dive.
Absolutely. There's still so much more to uncover.
We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to our deep dive into Whispers of Waka.
It's amazing how this project has sparked so many thoughts. But the intersection of art, technology, and culture.
Yeah, it's like they've thought of everything, from the tiniest detail to the overarching message. They're not just releasing an album, they're inviting us into a whole new world.
And at the heart of it all is this one big question. AI. This whole project is built around it. And for some people, that might raise some eyebrows.
Right. AI. Is it taking over the art world?
Yeah, that's a valid concern. But I think Whispers of Waka shows us a different side of the story.
Okay.
AI can be a tool for incredible collaboration and innovation. It's not about replacing human artists.
Right.
It's about expanding what we can create together.
Right. It's like giving artists a new set of brushes, new colors to paint with.
Yes.
In this case, the AI is acting as composer, lyricist, even band manager. But behind it all are those human choices.
Yes.
Those creative sparks that set the whole thing in motion.
The key words, the musical style, the concept, those all came from human minds.
Right.
The AI is the instrument,
Uh-huh.
and the humans are the musicians. It's a beautiful partnership, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it opens up so many possibilities. Imagine the art we could create if we learn to truly harness the power of AI, merging its capabilities with human emotion and storytelling.
This project gives us a glimpse of that future, and it's incredibly exciting. It challenges us to rethink the very definition of creativity.
Speaking of challenging definitions, let's talk about Xion,
Xion.
the AI manager. More than just a clever name, right?
Definitely not. Xion represents the intelligence and creativity of the AI itself. It's like a persona, a way for us to connect with this complex technology on a more personal level.
And their role is so much more than just managing the band. They seem to be shaping the artistic direction of the entire project, ensuring everything aligns with this grand vision.
They're like the conductor of an orchestra, bringing all these different instruments together to create a harmonious whole. Even their name, Xion, meaning aster flower, adds to the symbolism.
Oh, that's right. The aster flower symbolizes remembrance, longing, beauty that fades too quickly. It's like another whisper of Waka poetry hidden within the project.
Exactly. Every detail is intentional, pointing back to those core themes of nature, impermanence, and the power of fleeting moments.
It really makes you wonder, what does this project tell us about the future of AI and humanity? Are we heading toward a world where AI is our partner in creative endeavors?
I think Whispers of Waka proves that it's not only possible, but potentially transformative. Imagine a world where AI helps us reach new levels of creativity, where we work together to produce art that's both technologically advanced and deeply human.
A world where the lines between art, technology, and culture become beautifully blurred, where we embrace the possibilities of this new creative landscape.
This entire deep dive has been a mind-bending journey, hasn't it? It's made me rethink everything I thought I knew about music, AI, and the very nature of creativity.
Me too. It's like we've stumbled upon a hidden doorway into the future of art.
And it all started with this unexpected fusion of ancient Japanese poetry and cutting-edge AI technology. Just goes to show that innovation can come from the most surprising places.
So as we wrap up our deep dive, what's your final takeaway? What thought will you be pondering long after we're done?
I think what sticks with me most is that we are standing on the edge of a new era. In creativity, AI will play an increasingly significant role, but ultimately, it's up to us, the humans, to guide its use, to ensure we create art that reflects our values, our stories, our shared humanity.
Beautifully said. And Whispers of Waka is a powerful reminder of that responsibility. It's a call to action, an invitation to explore this uncharted territory with both curiosity and intention.
Couldn't agree more.
And to all our listeners, we highly encourage you to check out TATANKA and the Whispers of Waka album. When it drops, it's an experience you won't want to miss.
Until next time, keep those ears open, those minds curious, and never underestimate the power of art to shape our world.
This has been The Deep Dive. Thanks for joining us.